Your DNA is awakening family of light. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to get notified moment by moment. Message begins right now. The Arcturians and Pleiadians through Suzanne Lai. It is the now to remember your innate ability to enjoy interdimensional communications. You, our grounded representatives to Earth, have waited and tried to remember your interdimensional communications, but there was always something in your way. Life after life, the many different bodies of your multidimensional self tried to remember how to communicate with the higher frequencies of reality. Unfortunately, once you were a member of the third, fourth dimensions of reality, the memories of your innate fifth dimensional self were just beyond your reach. Many of you are volunteers to take a third dimensional Earth body. Try to remember how to connect with your higher dimensional friends, family, and even your own higher dimensional self. How? The connections and the brief messages that you received flew swiftly through your third dimensional consciousness. It was only when you took the 3D time to try to translate a timeless, interdimensional message into a time-bound third-dimensional message, that you could remember and even share that message with others. You had learned from earlier incarnations on Earth that it was often not wise to share your interdimensional messages with others, as it could make them frightened and angry. In your past, most humans did not know what a dimension was, so that term was not used. Therefore, you used terms that people could accept, such as your innate creativity. If there was a higher world, it was usually known as heaven, in which only angels and very good people could go to when they died. Of course, many civilizations believed that they could have one life and one death. Then they went to heaven if they were good and to hell if they were bad. In those times, only the philosophers and saints thought about these issues. The common people had to focus much of their attention on survival, or obeying what they had heard or read from a different person, a sainted being, or whatever form of heavenly being that they believed in. Humans that were different from the popular belief systems were pushed aside, ignored, or, worse, tormented and killed. In the earlier days of humanity, lifespans were often short, and many people lived on the edge of survival. Therefore, there was only the concept human ascended masters, but planetary ascension was seldom considered. Also, humans often judged or harmed other humans, had this same cruelty against planet Earth. On the other hand, there were, and are now, more and more humans who live a life of service to others and dedicate their lives to assisting other humans, animals or the entire planet Gaia. Because the Pleiadians are the most human-looking of our Greek family, they are often the ones who have ventured to Earth, in the manner that we, your galactic family, can walk among humanity to better determine how we could assist humanity to awaken and assist other humans to remember their true higher self. What we, the Galactics, have found again and again is that humanity has a long way to go before they are ready to transmute back into their innate higher dimensional self. In fact, we Galactics are quite concerned that so many of our brave volunteers to take a human body on Earth have to suffer the great dangers of third-dimensional Earth. On the other hand, there are humans who are able to incarnate in safe places or peak societies where they can be their true self without frightening other humans. Humans know not to frighten a bear or a lion, as it may attack. However, members of humanity also attack others when they are frightened. We, your galactic family, wish to commend and thank the many awakening ones, who are ready to work with us to assist planet Earth through her process of ascension. The humans who assist with Gaia's ascension will ascend with her or they have already ascended and chose to take another incarnation in order to assist with Gaia's planetary ascension. Fortunately, more and more members of humanity are remembering their galactic home world, the mission which was their reason for taking a human body and going to Earth. Also, more and more humans are remembering how to communicate with their own higher dimensional self and their higher dimensional family. Somehow, these awakened and awakening ones knew that the frequency of reality that they saw in their mind, heard in their higher communications, and felt within their consciousness, and in their hearts, joined with their own higher self, as well as the higher self of others during their dreams and meditations. They often wrote their experiences on paper, on the computer, sang them vang, or drew pictures of their experiences, etc. It was through these actions that their higher dimensional experiences felt real and they were more able to remember them. Different people remember different things, but fortunately, many of them did remember what they promised they would do for Gaia and Gaia's ascension before they entered their third-dimensional Earth vessel. Fortunately, more and more humans are remembering how to communicate with the higher dimensional beings through their own higher dimensional consciousness. In fact, more and more of the humans are having interdimensional communications with higher beings and with their own higher self. It is through these interdimensional communications that humans are beginning to remember their own higher dimensional expressions of self. These ascending ones likely include many of you. Many awakening and awakened human may appear to be angry or upset about something, and may or may not know what they are angry about. This behavior is common when a planet is preparing to change the operating system of that planet to include a higher frequency of reality. Usually, these are among the first ones who volunteered to do the research on how a fifth-dimensional reality would be different from a third, fourth or fourth-dimensional planet. Your third, fourth-dimensional planet, known as Gaia, has volunteered to assist the beings of her planetary reality to expand their third and fourth dimensional states of consciousness into their innate, but often unused, fifth dimensional consciousness. In fact, more and more humans of the grounded ones on Earth are choosing to consciously activate more neural synapses in their brain in order to expand their thinking, feeling and awareness back into their innate fifth dimensional frequency of consciousness. As their consciousness expands beyond the third dimensional consciousness of survival, their brain can more easily expand its ability to fire off more complicated electric components of their neural network. It is then that the volunteers to Earth will remember more and more about their past incarnations, their present downloads from their higher self, and the possible future realities that seem so close and yet so far. Gradually, the awakened ones will remember more and more that reality is a perception. Therefore, everyone is experiencing different, yet often similar, information from the higher realms. Also, different humans will experience and share the same interdimensional information in many different ways. How can perceptions appear to be different but the same? The answer is that all of you have perceived reality in your own personal way. In fact, each of you experience reality in a different but similar manner, as many of you know each other from when you were on the ship or on your home world. We want to remind dear volunteers to Gaia that unconditional love is normal on the ships and in the higher dimensions of reality. These worlds are completely safe. Yet, you have found your inner courage to incarnate on a very difficult and challenging third-dimensional reality, which is needing you to participate in Gaia's planetary ascension. It is for this reason that we have chosen to communicate with you, our grounded ones, as often as possible. Then, each of you can share your experiences of leaving the fifth dimension to incarnate on Gaia's third, fourth-dimensional planet. You brave warriors have chosen to take a human Earth vessel to assist with the ascension of a third-dimensional, polluted and very abused, planet known to humans as Earth. In fact, it was Earth herself who is calling for your assistance on a regular basis. Gaia is very concerned that the dark humans will damage her planetary body so much that she will not be able to ascend. We, the Galactics, have assured Gaia that many of these changes are allowing the darkness to come to the surface so that it can be healed by the light. In fact, some of the major leaders of Gaia are doing much more harm than has ever been done by any human leaders before. The reason for this is because the Dark Ones are losing. Therefore, they are pulling out all their worst tricks and tactics to keep the humans frightened, undereducated, able to purchase rifles that can kill many people within just a few moments, and leaders who care only for themselves and not for those whom they are supposedly leading. Dear brave humans, please remember that the darkest night is just before dawn. We Arcturians wish that we could tell you exactly how long it will take for this darkest night to end. However, time is an illusion of the third dimension. Therefore, we cannot tell you when these changes will begin. But we can say that it is very important that those of you who have received the truth share that truth with the others who are trapped in the illusions that have been purposely prepared to stop humanity from fulfilling their mission to assist Gaia with her planetary ascension. One of the good parts of the third dimension is individuality. When there is individuality, many different people can respond to the same thing in a different way. However, if an individual is not connected to their higher sources of information, they may become very frustrated and depressed from the fight to save Earth, that they just give up. Don't forget to remember multidimensional, higher self, and don't forget that the third-dimensional reality of Earth is a perception that is often seen as different through the perception of different humans. In fact, even the same human will experience a different reality at a different time. Be patient, our beloved volunteers, to assist with Gaia's ascension. We know that many of you are very tired, as you have walked this path for many years. We thank you so for your intent and invite you to visit us, as well as your own fifth-dimensional expression of self, during your dreams and meditations. We also ask that you share what you have received or experienced with others who you think may be able to accept this frequency of information. We advise that you look above that person's crown chakra to see, hear, or feel if they have opened their portal to the fifth dimension. Some of these people may be totally aware of this opening, but many others do not yet understand why they are having so many strange, or different, dreams, meditations and experiences. Please remember that we, your galactic family, are always available to you and are ready to assist you in any manner that you may need. Remember, we galactics resonate to the fifth dimension and beyond. Therefore we are not bound by time or space. Instead, we are here within your now to assist you and to answer any questions that you have for us. We close this message. Fear not reminding you again that the darkest night is just before dawn. Therefore, fear not the dark night and continue to bravely step into the dawn of the fifth dimensional Gaia. In closing, we remind you that you are assisting planet Earth with her planetary ascension, and Gaia is simultaneously assisting you with your personal ascension. Together, persons and planet, and all of Gaia's many life forms, can embrace this now of great transmutation into the next octave of reality. We are the Arcturians, who are now speaking for your entire galactic family. We have messages for each and every one of you. Please listen and you will hear blessings from the Arcturians and your galactic family. End of the message. Watch DNA Awakening previous videos for a universal understanding. New subscribers will be updated with the latest articles and informations. It's a good karma to put a like, comment, subscribe and share with your suggestions in the field below. All the love to you, beautiful souls.